to seek some revenge on from both seasons. But it is currently 5 o'clock Denver time. It's been one eventful day, I guess. Started at 8 o'clock this morning, and we went to drop little Jet off at the kennel for a minute so we could play with some doggos for a couple days while we were gone. And then we got going down I-20 to Atlanta, and we hit a rubber bungee cord with the metal end on it in the road and punctured the tire. So we had to change a tire in the pouring down rain. Then we get to the parking at the airport parking lot, and I proceeded to back into somebody. Yes, back into somebody in the airport parking lot. So that has all happened today. The flight was packed. I mean, it was there. I don't think there was an open seat. At one time, I didn't think I was going to get a seat because we flew Southwest and they don't assign you seats. They just sell enough number of tickets for the flight and you just sit wherever. Well, I thought I was, I don't know, but I sat next to a really cool guy. We talked on the flight. He was from Oregon, but it's been eventful, to say the least. So hopefully
that just means
the events keep going, but in a better direction, I guess. So.
We got all the hardships out.
Yeah, the hardships has passed. We're smooth sailing here. We're in a nice 2022 F-150 XLT, loaded out, 4-wheel drive, got the nice tires on it.
I'm sorry, I'm going to have to go back and rewind this part and play it one more time for you. You'll see why.
Hardships has passed. We're smooth sailing here. We're in a nice 2022 F-150 XLT, loaded out, 4-wheel drive, got the nice tires on it.
Yep.
We'll get there about 11 o'clock is what it's saying right now. So, long drive.
So hopefully
long day of travel. Tomorrow's going to be a grind. It's supposed to be 4 degrees when we get out of the truck. So, yeah, Georgia boys ain't used to 4.
No.
34, yeah, we can do that.
Yeah,
4.
It's like 34 right now here in Denver. So
yeah, 34, we can do that. 4, not so much.
And there's snow. So.
Oh yeah, there's about a foot of snow. So, be fun. Fun. Bucks are cruising.
Yep.
They're showing up on trail camera. Got one giant we're looking for, but there's a couple other pretty good ones. And who knows what'll show up. That's just what's coming in front of the camera. These are some big fields. So
maybe we'll kill them all before our bench gets there. Just kidding.
So we only got 2 tags.
Yeah, true. We got 2 tags. There's a bunch of deer out there.
Look at those guys right there.
Oh yeah.
So, all right. Well, we're gonna get to riding. We're gonna look at these mountains and these geese flying into Denver, and then it'll be dark, and hopefully we don't see no deer. So, y'all stay tuned. It's gonna be an eventful week.
Well, about mid-morning, with me and Cameron, Carson, and Anna all meet up, and suddenly deer start piling in the field again from their spot. And sure enough, this beautiful 10-pointer we were hunting all week comes popping out, chasing a ton of does, and catches us totally off guard. And as you see, he just scoots right on out of our life. So that was pretty crushing.
Just wait, he'll come through here. He'll come the same path. He'll come the same route. That's a shooter, buddy. Yeah, he's pretty. Make sure Frank the Tank ain't coming. Oh man, boy, I look pretty terrible. Of course, we're trying to sit down and a freaking rodeo starts out here. 2 shooters pop out of the river bottom down here and run a doe across the field, and if we'd have been sat right here 10 minutes earlier, we'd have killed him. But we were, I guess, a little late, and now I've freaking dropped my binoculars over there somewhere, and I don't know where they are. But anyway, we're set up now, boys and girls. And it's cold, but it ain't cold enough for me not to sweat, because I am literally drenched in sweat. But our wind is kind of blowing towards where the deer went, but it's been so cold they haven't really smelled us a whole lot. But anyway, we had 2 bucks and a bunch of does go in this bottom, and then 3 does came out a little bit ago, and that's been it. So hopefully they come back out. He's pretty nice. I said it's so cold you gotta like squint. Should have left that black thing on my face. There he is, and a big 8 standing on the edge. You see him?
Behind that cluster?
To the right of the cluster.
I can't see.
The one Carson, we call Carson's one with the blood on his ankle.
You say he's to the right of it?
He's to the right of the cluster standing. There's a wooden fence post.
Oh, I see him. I see him coming up. He's coming behind a Doug. Doug. What are you gonna do?
Let's see. Let me see him.
Getting ready to jump.
Is that one horn deer? 10-pointer should be in there. Okay, you got him?
These two?
Okay, you on that one?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this big 8 jumps the fence, and the first thing in my mind, there's a big 10-pointer in this bottom that we saw this morning, and long story short, I let him walk, as you can probably tell here, and I was kind of hoping he'd go to Carson, and Carson would get a shot at him, but actually about 30 minutes later after this buck left the field, we heard a shot over there, and sure enough, Carson did kill one, but it wasn't this one. Oh, here comes a bunch of deer. Got a little dinker.
Shot over. Reload. Hurry up, reload. Reload and shoot at him again. Put the crosshairs on him. You got him there? Huh? You got him.
See, we finally got it done. It's been a cold day. It started basically snowing all day since we got out here, so the wind's been blowing about 30 miles an hour, but it was pretty good, all things considered. We saw a bunch of deer. We saw this one, another 10-pointer, came about 5 yards behind us. Kind of saw us, so. But this is a good deer. Probably one of my biggest bucks yet. So.
What'd you think about South Dakota, son?
Cool.
Turn it towards us a little bit. Show them off a little bit. If you can move. Oh yeah.
Yep, but
Huh?
You gotta say anything?
I'm just glad we got one on the second shot.
He mentioned nothing about that in his original interview. Okay, guys, so this is where I circle back around to the very first part of the video where I played you this clip.
Hardships has passed. We're smooth sailing here. We're in a nice 2022 F-150 XLT, loaded out, 4-wheel drive, got the nice tires on it.
Yeah. So, if you want to know about the worst rental car experience possible, you can call Cameron Busby, and I'm sure he'd be ecstatic to tell you about his experience in South Dakota. On the last night of the hunt, the vehicle decided that it didn't want to crank, it didn't want to start, and there was all kind of electrical deals going off on the panel. And so if you happen to know what is going on with that, with a Ford 2000, or I think it's a 2020 or 2022 Ford, if you happen to know what the issue that is, please tell us, because Enterprise sure couldn't and the tow truck driver sure couldn't. So as you see with this issue, this creates a dilemma. So Cameron has to reschedule his flight, him and Carson, till Wednesday, and the only flight Wednesday, 4:30 out of Rapid City. So they had to either do one of two things: try to find another emergency flight out of Denver that morning, or just stick around and hang out or deer hunt. And I call it a divine intervention that this happened with this vehicle. I'm sure Cameron didn't think of it at the time, neither did we, and after dealing with their customer service, it'll make you about lose your testimony. But I'll tell you what, I think Cameron's pretty happy that the vehicle broke down, because the next morning, you'll see what happens.
Freezing cold. We've got a flat tire on the way to the airport. We got backed into somebody in the airport parking lot. Everything was going smoothly until yesterday, when we got in the rental car to go home, and the battery, well, I don't know, it just wouldn't start. I don't know if it's so-called computer tip froze or whatever, but we weren't even supposed to be hunting this morning. We had to cancel a flight because we don't have a rental car. We're kind of stuck here. Thankfully, Mitch is kind enough to drive us around. But we came in here to where we've been seeing him all week, he had actually disappeared for the last 3 days. We hadn't seen him since the first 2 days. And then he showed up on trail camera last night coming into this river bottom block. We came in here and it's cold. I think the wind, if you look, we're bundled up like little Eskimos. But it is 25 and the wind's blowing 25 probably. Snow blowing everywhere, but this is, I don't even know what to say. I mean, this is definitely my biggest buck to date by a pretty good margin. And it's just an awesome buck. This is the one we've been after all week in here. I mean, he's a really cool buck. He's got a big old mule deer fork on the back here. Tines stacked in pretty good. I mean, just a giant body deer. I just don't know what to say. I'm just grateful. He's a, I don't know, 5-year-old deer, 6-year-old deer. I mean, just huge mass. You can, I'm sure the video camera doesn't even do him justice, just how big his tines are. But we'll be on a plane back to Atlanta tonight. We've both killed our bucks, me and Carson. It's been a good week. Mitch is gonna get his tonight, and we're gonna turn Anna loose on some does. But we thank you for watching. Hopefully the video is pretty good. We did a lot of shuffling. We had to do a little MacGyvering around that tree, but we got it done. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.
So for the next 2 days, me and Anna hunted about as hard as you could possibly hunt in the conditions we were dealt. I think both of those days it was like 17, 18 degrees was the high with a 30 mile an hour, 35 mile an hour wind. The very next morning we had an encounter with this beautiful buck right here. We all thought the deer was probably a 3-year-old, so we let him go. I'd actually let him go a little earlier in the hunt as well. During the first afternoon we just couldn't get any footage of him, but a nice buck, beautiful 10-pointer, probably 130-inch 10-pointer. But we really think that deer is going to stick around. He was on the cameras the whole year, so hopefully he'll stick around. And we also saw this beautiful 8-pointer in the snow right here and had a couple other really good hunts. And whether these bucks just either weren't close enough for me to feel comfortable to shoot, or I either thought they were too young. But an encouraging few days. And then on Thursday we were dealt with the worst weather possible, and I think we saw 2 deer the whole entire day. It was absolutely miserable. And then finally Friday morning the wind broke a little bit and it was 15 miles an hour, but the weather that morning was 5 degrees, and thankfully we had a really good morning hunt. But that's going to be coming up here in just a minute, so y'all enjoy the rest of this beautiful footage in Sodak in all its splendor right here. Good morning, everybody. It's the morning of November the 18th. It is beautiful, cold, crisp morning here in South Dakota. We're back in the ground blind we hunted in last night. Didn't see no shooters, but I like the spot. I think it'd be a really good morning spot. You can see a lot of this river bottom down here. This field is out of the wind. The wind's still blowing pretty good. It's not too bad this morning. It's a lot better than what I thought. But still blowing pretty good. So it's just now getting shooting light here. First sunny morning we've had since Monday, and it's Friday. So it's the last full day of my hunt here. So praying for some action this morning needed to happen. It is 4 degrees with a 14-mile-an-hour wind, and it's the most pleasant day we've had in 2 days because the wind is not blowing 25-30 miles an hour. But I think we just killed a nice buck. I don't know what he is. He's a shooter, and I know his body was really big, and I thought he had 5 on one side, but we might get down there and it might be a dink. I don't really know, but I really don't care because we have hunted so hard, and I want my wife has got like 3 doe tags, and I wanted to shoot a doe, and finally this morning we got one. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. I am so grateful, Father. It's hitting me a little bit now. I didn't really have much time. I had to do a bunch of shuffling in the blind, and he was on my left, and I can't really shoot. I could see that way. I couldn't really shoot that way, so I had to get kind of geared towards shooting that way, and it was just a fire drill, which every single buck we've killed has been an absolute fire drill, trying to get turned and moved and all that. So hopefully we get a good one. I'm not really sure, but we're about to go find out.
All right, everybody, so we got him here. Me and Anna, actually, ironically enough, me and Anna almost shot this deer bow season this year. It's the only buck we had come in bow range, and he smelled our ground scent before he got up to us back in September and spooked. And pretty nice buck. And I tell you what, it was an absolute rodeo in the blind in there, trying to get all this crap turned the right way. But we've had a heck of a week. It's been probably the most, well, I ain't no probably about it. It has been the most brutal hunting conditions I have ever hunted in my life. This morning it was 5 degrees when we got out of the truck, and the wind is blowing 14 or 15 miles an hour right now. But that's been mild wind-wise compared to what it has been the last 2 days. So had the deer up and on the move this morning. Anna saw some good bucks from the road. Had this guy come by, and I hit him a little forward, but dumped him, thank God, with the old 270 there. 245 yards I ranged a second ago. One of my farthest shots, but I'm pretty doggone tickled. It's time to get the old wife on the gun now and get some does on the ground here. But just a gorgeous buck, beautiful morning. It's time to get somewhere where it's warm, folks. Let's do that. What is that buck? Looks like a decent one. Is one of them little ones from a minute ago?
Yeah.
Is that a doe in the front?
Looks like it.
That's running back in a circle now. All right, the big one's in the center.
Yeah.
Okay, if you want to try her, I just put it a little high, not super high.
All right.
All right. Got her, baby. Smoked her. Put her in another one. She's about to go down right there. Good shot.
Hey, tagged a field, and this is what I did at 320 yards.
It was a scrope.
It was a stroke, but
And it was smoked.
my furthest shot I've ever in my life taken.
It definitely was, by like 150
By like
yards.
150.
We're gonna ramp it up next time.
Ramp it up next time.
All right, here we go, South Dakota. It's a wrap. All right, there, folks. We are headed south yet again. We are leaving. We had just had an absolute blast. Coldest I have ever been in my life this week. My lips are so dry that they could probably start a fire right now if you lit a match to them. But we had a fabulous time. Always super fun coming up here, and had a great crowd. Just absolutely wonderful. Just really enjoyed it, and we put the hurting on some deer too. So I think we killed 3 does and 3 bucks. So pretty good trip. Really enjoyed it. Just headed home now. We got some unfinished business with a big one back home for this one right here. So we're going to try to go get after him actually tomorrow afternoon. So we should be back in Augusta around 8 o'clock tonight. Not too bad. I'm liking so far flying out of Augusta a lot easier than Atlanta. It might not be as cheap, but I'm going to tell you, the convenience factor I will pay for. Anyway, that's my little rant. So we are going to enjoy our beautiful drive out of here and head back home.